Yo, what is good, YouTube? Welcome back to another JC2K video. In today's video, 2K decided they wanted their money this week, and they dropped Dark Matter BOL in the pack market for VC. 2K decided that they wanted to make themselves some money this week with these special inserts, because I know how y'all are. I know how y'all are, and y'all are going to spend your money on this. And I don't say y'all as everybody. I say y'all as a lot of people in general are going to do that. You know what I mean? Oh, I'm on the wrong account. I'm on my old no money spent account. Doesn't really matter though. I didn't realize I loaded up the wrong account. Regardless, yeah, BOL for 75,000 VC, and then KD for 35,000 VC, which is basically $10. 75,000 VC is basically $20. I mean, I think we're going to see people buy both of these cards, to be honest. I think there are going to be people out there who want to use KD and people out there, obviously, who want to use BOL. 7'2" power forward, elite level card still. This is, I would guess, something that a lot of people are going to buy. That's the honest truth. I don't know that for sure. I hope I'm wrong. I will not be buying it. I would actively encourage y'all to not. But I understand that people are probably going to today. With that being said, this is what I will say right now about a VC special offer that is actually quote unquote good, like this BOL is, where it is one of the top cards at his position in the game, 7'2", all that type of stuff, right? The thing that I will say about this type of VC special offer is, number one, I'm surprised 2K hasn't been doing more of these, because these are the ones that'll really make them money. But number two, if you support these, this is what's going to continue to fund their gambling only style of content, basically. I think these are the most important VC special offers and stuff to not spend money on, because the ones that are the most desirable, if they don't because here's the thing, if they're putting better cards in the pack market for VC, right, which has been the case kind of sort of for a couple weeks. I mean, they dropped LeBron a couple weeks ago, big time, big name. Now they dropped BOL. Like, they've dropped some better cards as of late, and yes, we're getting towards the later on in the year, but this just shows, I mean, they're progressing to the better cards because they know that releasing these worse cards is not going to make them money in the pack market, and it's all about money. Everything is about money. That is why they have now progressed to dropping more desirable cards in the pack market, right? If we don't buy these more desirable cards and are like, no, screw you. If I'm playing this game, I'm playing no money spent. Otherwise, I'm not playing the game at all, which is how I encourage everybody to play this game at this point. That will eventually bring about change. It won't bring about change today or this weekend, or probably in 2K24 period. I mean, I say probably. Definitely in 2K24 period. We are 2 months away from not even getting any content for the rest of the year. Less than that, actually. I think we're about a month and a half away from 2K24 MyTEAM content just ending, because it always ends in the last month. The beginning of August will be the very end of content, and then we will have about a month of no content before 2K25 comes out. Now, my biggest questions at this point are, what is 2K25's system going to look like? Both gameplay, but especially in terms of card acquisition. Are we going to get an auction house back? My guess is probably not. Are we going to get a player market that actually allows us to get the cards we want? My guess as of right now is also probably not. But I also sit here and wonder, are they really going to go into 2K25 MyTEAM day one and drop amethysts for that are gambling only? Like, amethysts, maybe diamonds, if that's the highest tier card day one. Like, is that really the plan? Because if that's really the plan, I don't know how to feel about that, to be completely honest. To be completely honest, that bothers me. That bothers me big time if that's the case. But obviously, we'll talk about that when that comes. The thing is, the decisions that I think we make now as a community are going to influence the game that we get next year, because this year's game is, let's be completely honest, this is the worst MyTEAM that has ever dropped. It has the worst content acquisition system by far, not even close. It wasn't terrible, I will be completely honest, until the gambling only content started, but the last 3 months have been, really the last 4 months at this point, have been the worst of any content stretch, I think, in the history of MyTEAM. Pretty easily, right? This is the worst it's ever been. The gameplay has also been, in my opinion, among the worst that it has ever been. After Season 1, which I thought was very fun and I played a ton, I have not been a big fan of the gameplay this year. I do not think it's very fun. I think the online gameplay really kind of sucks, and I think the unlimited gameplay is really the worst it's ever been, and that includes last year, which also wasn't very good. So I think you have a game this year where it has been the worst gameplay pretty much experience that it's ever had in MyTEAM, and the worst content acquisition strategy that they've ever had. So, like, when both of those things are the worst, I'm sorry, this is the worst MyTEAM ever. Which means, in theory, you would hope there's nowhere to go it up. The thing is, the only way that I actually think we go up and get to where we want is if we stop spending money on this stuff. Because here's my thing. People spent money in the previous MyTEAMs. They did. I mean, and I didn't have a problem with it. I spent money. I spent money this year. I've spent a lot of money. But over the last few months, I've completely stopped spending money because of the predatoriness of this gambling system. And so that, to me, is kind of what everybody needs to do, because here's the thing. If people stop doing that, they will go back to what makes money. You know what I mean? And if that is a more fair system for the consumer, where they can at least attain the cards they want on a weekly basis, that is the most important thing, then that will bring about benefits. Hopefully the gameplay is better next year. I mean, again, I hate to keep bringing up Madden and all of my gameplay and all of my rants and stuff, but Madden has better gameplay than 2K does this year. Yes, I know the angry runs BS. I mean, for those of you who played Madden, it's not perfect by any means. X Factors this year were pretty bad, but there were also some really fun things about Madden this year, both content and gameplay wise, that I just don't think have really been true about 2K. And then we see what their news is for next year's Madden, and they're updating their ranked system and making a much, much more developed online system and adding a bunch of new features to the game in terms of things that you can do, like disguising coverages and custom hot routes and things of that nature that you realistically just did not have the ability to do in previous Maddens. And they're continuing to improve that. Not to mention NCAA coming back and looking like, I'm not kidding, the best sports game we've seen in years on paper. Now, there's no guarantee that's going to be the case, but if that is the case, you would think that that would at least somewhat hopefully entice 2K to up their game next year. Yes, there's not a 2K competitor. You know what I mean? So that's the biggest problem that we have at the end of the day, is that there's just not a 2K competitor. And I think as long as 2K doesn't have a legitimate competitor, it's going to be pretty tough to expect and see the change that we want. But again, the only thing we can control when it comes to this game is how we spend our money. That's it. And stuff like this is the test, because it's not hard to not spend your money when it's Dark Matter Nick Young for VC. You know what I mean? It's not, because that's not a card that I think is desirable for most of my people. 75,000 VC for BOL. Now that is a little bit harder, I think, for a lot of people. I think a lot of people are going to see that and go, it's just 20 bucks one time. I want the card. No, this is where it's important to make that stand. And I'm so sick of y'all. Some of y'all in the comments, not all of y'all. Most of y'all, I love y'all. But I am so sick of some of y'all who get on to me for complaining and stuff in the comments. And it's like, this game deserves all of my complaints, and somebody has to call them out on their BS and be direct about the things that need to change. So in all honesty, I'm not going to stop doing that. I'm going to try to have a little bit more of a positive attitude in my gameplays and certain things where I think maybe I could do a little bit better. But when it comes to videos like this, where we are talking about 2K's BS, I'm going to be completely honest and straightforward. And if y'all don't like it, y'all don't have to watch. That is the honest truth. It will be okay. If this frustrates you, that I am complaining and expressing my opinion and encouraging the community to do things that will hopefully bring about the long-term change that we want, well, I don't know why you're watching if that frustrates you at the end of the day. So that is my perspective on that. And I, again, actively encourage y'all, this is where it is most important to not. You know what I mean? Because when really good offers come out, that's when it's the most important to not spend your money. If you justify it then, things won't change. You know what I'm saying? So, and I'm not saying one person is going to make the difference, but I'm saying a lot of individual people in making these choices, especially the people who really are the money spenders. I mean, if you're out there watching this video and you're making hundreds of thousands of dollars a year and you have lots of disposable income, congratulations, that's great for you. I know there are people in this community who have a lot of disposable income and just want to spend it on 2K, and I get that. I totally understand, and at the end of the day, I'm not going to tell y'all what to do with your money. But in this situation, I kind of am. Not really. You know what I mean? Like, at the end of the day, it's your money. You can do it what you want, and good job. Credit to you for making it, right? And having a lot of disposable income. But try to find somewhere else to put it, because supporting this company is not going to bring about the change that we want. And I think the only way we get that change is by long-term change from ourselves as a community in terms of how we spend our money on this game. So with that being said, that is all I have to say for this video. I'll have a couple gameplays coming today and then leaks this afternoon for Spark content, all that type of stuff. I hope y'all do enjoy the video. If you did, make sure you hit that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. I'll be back with more 2K content very, very soon. I appreciate y'all. Peace.